All right, so this is my first golf course video log ever. I'm excited. I got so excited that I forgot to introduce myself. Dr. Mark P. Otten from Cal State Northridge here. So there's a video that I just posted that's sort of an introduction, general introduction to the channel. So that's not this. This is the first video log. So if you're wondering why I'm giving holes ratings and why I'm talking about sports psychology, golf and stuff, go to that introduction video. It kind of lays it out there for you. This video is designed to give you a look at Lake Lindero Golf Course, which is a local 9-hole course in Agoura Hills, California. I'm excited to have this be my first video log for you because this is a course that I played a lot during the pandemic. I got better at golf. I learned a lot about the game practicing my skills at Lake Lindero over the pandemic. And I recommend it. I mean, if you're in Southern California looking for a 9-hole course, it's a par 29, so it's got 2 par 4s, low cost, and usually like pretty empty, like nobody's out there. So you can go out there and enjoy your round. Pace of play is really fast. So now that I'm coming out with this video and advertising for them, they're going to suddenly have a huge rush of players and it's all going to be ruined. The well-kept secret will be ruined. Probably not. Anyway, Lake Lindero. So here we go. So let's look at the first thing here, which is the scorecard. Like I said, par 29, 2 par 4s. And here's the first hole. So giving each one of these holes a rating, like 2 ratings actually, like I mentioned, a fear rating and a fun rating. In this case, we only have 9 holes, so the ratings are only going to go from 1 to 9. And in this case, for the first hole, I have rated it as the least scary, but also the least fun. So as you'll see in the video, it's just a pretty straightforward 136-yard par 3. This course winds through a neighborhood, and so you're going to see houses on the right here. You're going to see houses behind the hole. There's a creek running across the fairway, but if you can get the ball in the air, you'll probably be able to clear that. So this is a par hole. It doesn't necessarily inspire you as much as maybe a couple of the other holes down the road here at Lake Lindero. But it also probably doesn't scare you either. So let's see how I did on this hole. Admittedly, I was a little nervous on this particular round because I was filming myself for the first time. So I was actually able to hit some pretty decent shots, but my putting, you will see, was a little bit suspect. So anyway, managed to put the ball on the front fringe here. You can see the neighborhood, the houses behind. It's a nice area. It's a low budget golf course in a decently upper budget neighborhood. So it's enjoyable to walk around. I think I'm going to miss this putt here and have to settle for bogey. Yeah. That's the putting theme of the day here. Even a professional sports psychologist myself has allowed the pressure, the nerves to get to me a little bit. Somehow it manifested in my putting. I'm not completely sure why, but anyway. All right, on to hole number 2. Hole number 2, I'm giving a fun rating of 2. That means the second most fun hole on the golf course. Why am I doing that? Well, you can see on the diagram there, it's surrounded by a neighborhood. So on one hand, if you're a beginner golfer trying to go out to Lake Lindero, hole number 2, you're going to have homes that that might be in danger, at least backyards that might be in danger of your errant shots. But they're kind of back from the hole. Like, I don't know. There's a bunker behind the hole here. I've never been in that bunker because it seems to be pretty far back. And same thing on left and right. So really, there's some forgiveness here. In order to get into somebody's backyard with the golf ball, you're going to have to really slice or hook it. In this case, fear rating is 8. That's also very low. So this is a birdie hole. Nothing to be afraid of here. And the thing to appreciate, as you'll see in the video, is just, well, you can't hear the sound of the birds chirping and the dogs barking in the backyards, but it's just a really peaceful spot away from the freeways of Southern California, just really quiet. And so, I mean, unless you hear, like I said, some of the dogs barking. I think there's a dog, in fact, in that house in the back that that makes some noise. But anyway, it's a really cool feeling there on the second hole. I managed to save par there with a short putt, I think, to pull to +1 after 2 holes. All right, so hole number 3, we kind of come out of that quiet setting and we're back out into open space a little bit. The neighborhood is still on the right. There are a few hazards here on this hole. The thing you don't want to do is go left of the green. If you go left of the green, it's downhill and then you get into this creek that runs through the course. So that's the hazard. For me, I usually play it to the right, and there's a big tree on the right side, but that's not as bad for me as hooking it off to the left. There are a couple of bunkers here, so some hazards, but not as many as are to come. Lake Lindero, as you'll see, will be a little bit challenging, even for an experienced golfer. So this one gets a 6 for fear, which is middle of the pack, maybe a little bit below average, or less than some other holes on this golf course. The fun rating is 7, also not towards the top. So this is a par hole, not super exciting, also not super boring either. So this one I'm taking a 6-iron, and I think I'm going to put it right into the tree on the right side, which again, for me, is a little bit better than going left because I'll be able to find the ball. It might get a little bit tricky to find here in this rough. You can see the rough is pretty deep. My right foot is sinking in pretty well there to the lie. But the lie, the look at the green ended up clean for me. I was not blocked by the tree at all. So this is a pretty decent result actually for me. You can see some kids running around in the back, and as I pitch it onto the green here, a little past the hole. You can also see Lake, Lindero Canyon Boulevard back there, the traffic going by. So yeah, it's a nice setting. Lake Lindero is recommended, but these holes, there is some fear involved. There are hazards as I roll that one past for bogey. So 2 over now. Hole number 4, speaking of hazards, this is fun rating number 1, the most fun hole in the golf course. Fear rating number 3, so solidly scary, but also the most fun. So why am I calling this the most fun? Well, this is a par 4, 247 yards. So if you're a big hitter, you should be able to get there, theoretically. But there's like a couple of palm trees that are blocking your direct line to the green, in addition to the creek that's running in between. So I've never actually gone for the green, even though I'm capable of hitting it 247 yards, because there's just too many obstacles. You would probably need to hit like a draw around the palm trees in order to have a clean look. I think if you're hitting an iron from 247 yards, maybe I would say go for it. Or if you have really good control over that club, whatever you're hitting. Otherwise, it's a 2 shot into the green kind of hole. You're going to cross the creek twice. You're going to go once over to the right and then once over to the left. So let me show you. I'll freeze it here on the setup for this this tee shot. So I was talking about those palm trees. They're on my left, so you'd have to kind of draw it around those palm trees in order to get to the green, which is not recommended generally here. But all these different scenarios contribute to the fun factor because you've got options, you've got interesting combinations of things going on here. So I'm hitting a 9-iron. The 9-iron is designed to go into that fairway, which you see in the distance. If you fly it to the right, you're in this patch of weeds, which, like, I've driven by on Lindero Canyon Boulevard there to the right, and I've chuckled because it seems like every time I drive by, there's people looking around for their golf ball in those weeds. It's just not easily found. In the fall, it's like this kind of dry looking landscape over there. In the spring, it's very green, but either way, it's really hard to find your golf ball. So the creek is on the left and the weeds are on the right, but I'm just hitting a kind of a 3/4 9-iron here and hoping for the best. It looks like I will make it down to the right side of the fairway right here. So I'm going to have a clean look at the green. Here, you've got that creek. You see it there in the way. So there again, there's some fear involved because you don't want to chunk it and send it straight into the creek. This one I managed to get over. By the way, you probably want to go long here because, or at least err on the side of going long, because if you're short, there's that slope and you're gonna run the risk of kicking the ball back down into the creek on the other side. So you want to kind of go long and left, which is what I've done here. I've overdone the safety by going, at least I went left. I'm not sure I went long. Yeah, there it is. So just on the edge of the green. Going long here, if you go super long, you're in that house, but but there is some room in the back. You see there's some grass in between the green and the houses. So I proceed to roll this putt way past, and then I've got trouble coming back. I don't think I'm going to make my par putt here. Spoiler alert, I'm going to miss this one. Yeah. Unfortunately, a bogey there. But the variety on that hole allows me to say that's a fun hole. One you want to replay and maybe try to, I don't know, hit a couple balls. You can do that at Lake Lindero here. You can hit more than one ball usually, and it's a great practice course. All right, hole number 5, fear rating number 1 on the course. Fun rating somewhere in the middle. So this hole is scary. Why is it so scary? Well, it's really narrow. There's that same creek is running along the left here, all across the hole, like the whole time. And on the right side is more of those weeds. So you're just in this narrow chute in between trouble and more trouble. It's also got some distance, 196 yards. If you fly it straight and you're like, okay, I'm good, I'm on the right side. No, you're in the bunker because the green is small. So all kinds of challenge here. And this is why I say Lake Lindero is a challenging course, even for an experienced golfer. For me, on this day, they moved the tees a little bit forward. So I was hitting 5-iron. Normally, I have to consider hitting a fairway wood. This, however, I think was the shot of the day for me because I was able to keep it straight, and I ended up just short of the green here. You can see as I freeze it, you can see how narrow it is. I mean, just to the right there is the bunker, and then you can see the creek. It just falls off really quickly on the left. So the good news for this chip is that there's a ridge in the middle of the green, so even if I'd flown it long, which I didn't do, it probably would funnel back down, and then I think I was able to save par here. Whew, this is a good par. Number 1 scary hole in the golf course, and yeah, let's get it done. Save par there. All right, hole number 6. Normally hole number 6 is the number 2 most scary hole, which is going to translate to a bogey hole. On this day, they moved the tees up like, I want to say 50 yards. It was up to the red tees. So it was decidedly less scary on this particular day than normal. But I'm going to assume that they'll move those tees back at some point. Maybe they already have. And when they do, it's 192 yards with more hazards. There's a couple of different ponds in front of this green. There's a row of palm trees to the left behind those on the left side. And then on the right side, there's a bunker. On the far right side, the driving range is over there. So there's really nothing safe here except maybe just going a little bit long. Behind the green is the clubhouse, and there's a little more room back there. So usually, again, here you want to err on the side of going a little bit long. I'm using 7-iron, which my 7-iron definitely does not go 190 yards. So this has moved up quite a bit, and another decent shot here for me. I will take it on the fringe again. And this might be my best chance of the day for birdie. It's going, it's good, it's looking good. It's, so close. All right, I'll take that though. 2 pars in a row on the normally the 2 scariest holes in the golf course. Hole number 7, the other par 4. This is a 304-yard par 4. So again, if you're a big hitter, you could try to go for it. You really need to carry this one probably 250 in order to get it up there because we've got the creek coming back through. So by the way, when you go from hole 6 to hole 7, you actually cross Thousand Oaks Boulevard. And there's 3 holes on the other side. So the 3 holes on the other side are back in the neighborhood on the other across the street. And again, it's an opportunity to kind of be back in this peaceful environment. So I'm giving this a fun rating of 3, partly for that reason, because you just feel like you're in somebody's extended backyard back there. Again, kind of like you did on hole 2. So I really like the feel of that. It allows you to concentrate and hear in this case, it would be the ducks and the geese in the pond. So if you're going left, you're left of the fairway, hole number 7 is going to be in the water. Right side it opens up a little bit at about 150 yards. So the right side is the play, but if you're short, then there's trees and wasteland over there on the right too. So fear rating is 4. It's a pretty hazardous hole, not perhaps quite as hazardous as others. If you're hitting the ball about 150 off the tee, you should be okay. Like I said, you could go big. I've never gone big. I don't think I could carry the ball 250 yards consistently. So I'm playing for the fairway here with a 7-iron again. +3 after 6 holes for me. That's fine. I'm not jumping up and down about that score, but it was a slow start, and now I'm doing a little better here, at least for the moment. You can see the nice hills of Agoura Hills back there. This was a nice day as well. Year-round golf here, good weather. We'll take it in Southern California. This shot definitely came up short, so I left myself with some work to do for par. The green is large on this hole, so the hazards kind of fall away a little bit once you get close to the green. Here I think I chipped it and it almost went in the hole on the fly and then went too far, and now I'm left with work left for par, which I don't think this is going to go in. Is it going to go in? No, it's not going to go in. Okay, back to +4. Hole number 8 is back in that same neighborhood area with a nice peaceful feeling again. I think there is a sausage dog, a dachshund, that sometimes barks it up on the right side of this hole, because there are homes over there, but those homes are not super close to the hole. Well, the main hazard here is the gigantic water in front of the green, short and left. So that'll scare you. I have fear rating 5. That's middle of the pack. But if you're struggling to get the ball in the air, then this hole is probably number 1, because it's got the biggest water hazard. The whole course is right here. There is a bunker on the right side. Generally, though, the play here is to go long. I've said that a couple times now. And so let's see what I did. I think I did go long. You can see the pond over there. There's also a slope. So like if you just clear the pond barely, it'll sometimes roll back down. Look at those birds. Birds are clearing out. They're like, this guy's got a pitching wedge and he's scary. All right, so I did go long. You can see the neighborhood again there. This is a downhill putt. These greens are not super fast. In fact, they're pretty slow. I was like, okay, this is going to be downhill. I better take my foot off the gas, and I took a little bit too much off of that one and left myself, again, some work for par, and I think this is going to be a 3-putt. Golf. All right. Hole number 9. We've reached the last hole. This one, I feel like it's kind of similar to hole 1 in the sense that it's not real scary, also not real thrilling and exciting. 169 yards. They moved the tees up again on me for this one, so not quite that long on this day. There are bunkers all around. I've had lots of experience going in the left bunker and even more experience going in the right bunker. So there's those. Again, we have neighborhoods surrounding the hole, but these houses are again not on 7, 8, and 9. The houses are not real tight to the fairway or the green, so not a huge concern. The concern here is just trying to finish well. So this is, I mean, you can see it's pretty wide open here. I just wanted to hit the ball straight. I've got a 9-iron. I think I hit the ball straight, but it landed way short. I think I mishit that one. So, again, some work left for par. This one is short. Did not go long enough today. If I'm following my own advice, next time I'm at this course, I'm trying to hit the ball a little longer because the safe side is more often long. even on this hole, although this hole is pretty forgiving regardless. All right, let's watch me make par to finish out the round. Here's my par putt. A butterfly flew in the way of my putter, and I chunked it and bogeyed again. Oh well, I think I was +6 for this round. Okay, so there's your first video golf vlog, golf vlog, sports psychology of golf, Lake Lindero Country Club, Lake Lindero Golf Course. So hope you enjoyed that. More to come very soon. I've got a couple more ready to go here from footage from this fall. Hopefully you're learning what I think about a little bit on a golf course, and a little bit in general about sports psychology and golf psychology. That's my goal, is to teach a little bit at the same time I'm missing par putts and settling for bogey, as it were, on the 9th hole there. All right, more to come. Like the video, subscribe to the channel as you wish.